One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm standing at the crossroads, feeling like a lost soul. Don't know where I wanna go, but all I know is I wanna be free. They telling me to let it be, but that just ain't in me, no. Jealousy and envy, but all I see is I wanna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Don't let it get the most of me. Eventually, I'm gonna be free. See everything I wanna be, exactly what I'm gonna be. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Let me be free. One day I'm gonna be free. Mentally and physically, emotionally and spiritually. Yeah. One day I'm gonna be free. I told them take their aim off me. Stop trying to get a name off me. If they would just let me be, I'm gonna be free. I told them take them chains off me and throw away the locks and keys. If they would just let me be, eventually I'm gonna be free. Free.
They're back.
Another episode of Dominant Effect. I'm Archbishop. We got Mike Ball, and got a hell of a show for you tonight. Thank you all that took your time to stop and listen to us for an hour to see what we're going to talk about. We always got something good for you every week, but this week we're going to kind of change it up just a hair, just a little bit, just enough to keep you two off my back for a week. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit. But a question for you guys, starting out. Have you noticed that people are more busier than ever, but somehow feel less finished than we did ever before? Your days are full, schedules are packed, notifications never stop, like always. And yet, when night comes, it still feels like nothing meaningful actually move forward. This isn't about laziness, and it's not about discipline. It's not about this just happening to a few people, because it's happening to everyone. Something deeper has changed throughout time, and the attention, the effort, and the work that we deal with in this modern life is, for most people, kind of feels like the more you do, the more you have to do. So tonight we're going to talk about why everything feels busy, but nothing ever feels actually done. And what that feeling is really trying to tell us. And if your day's already started out like this, then you can't get the right place because this is what we're going to talk about.
Oh shit.
So at some point, society quietly redefined this what a good day actually looks like. And a good day used to mean something tangible got done. You finished a task, you completed a project, you built or you fixed something. And there was a clear before and after that you actually completed something. Now, a good day just means you were occupied, you were busy.
You replied to some emails?
Exactly. So people kind of judge their productivity by how full their schedule was, how many messages they answered, how many things they was actually able to do, touch that day, not by what actually was done to move anything forward.
Right.
And that's where this whole shift matters because sometimes being busy feels responsible, it feels safe, and it feels like proof that you're actually trying to do something. You're trying to get something accomplished. But trying isn't the same as actually progressing. And this modern day is kind of filled with a lot of, I would say, maintenance work, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
um, keeping things from falling apart rather than building something new. Emails kind of maintain relationships between people now. Um, and the messages kind of maintain the, uh, the whole expectation. You know how sometimes you can read a text message and you pick up the wrong meaning of a text message. You know what I
Happens
mean?
all the time.
Right, because people don't really communicate anymore. They rather
Mm-hmm.
just text instead of actually call people. And even meetings, sometimes you have to still kind of maintain that alignment there. None of it is actually bad, but it kind of produces a momentum of its own. And once you start on that, then that's kind of what you progressively do every day. So so people work every day and they still feel like nothing meaningful has happened. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're still behind.
Right. Um, and a lot of times motion without direction kind of creates exhaustion without the overall satisfaction of getting something done that day. You know,
Well, something that you can actually physically see the difference, like when that's one thing that you brought up about like the emails or any of those kind of things. It's because you can see that you replied to all of that. You can actually see that you did that. And I think that naturally doing something that takes a long time in the grand scheme of things is kind of against our nature in that aspect where we currently are now in society. Yeah, I think that it's interesting for damn sure.
right, right. Okay, now let me ask you this though: why do you think that people confuse activity and progress?
Man, that is a really good question, and I'm not really sure how I can really explain it. I look at it somewhere different. For instance, like okay, growing up, my dad's generation looked at me like kind of like if I'm not doing something laborious right here, right now, I'm not doing something like I'm not actually being productive or whatever the case is. But meanwhile, I'm sitting on my ass and I'm making a whole bunch of money. How am I doing that? You know what I mean? That's the difference of like understanding, making a play and like holding out and it taking a long time. Not the instant gratification of human beings is rough at the moment. We need it right this second. So doing something and waiting a year for to see a difference and maybe see a difference, people are like, "Nah, I'm not doing that." You know.
Right, right. Like a lot with you say like with take like progress for instance. So progress is just something that basically you you took the time, you taking time, focus, energy, you working on like a project. You know what I mean? Something that takes a period of time, as opposed to like that overall activity where you started on a project that day and you were able to finish it that day. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
There's
if
a difference.
right, say like you
Hmm.
putting in say you're doing plumbing and
Oh, we're losing you.
you're working on the garbage disposal. You had to
Oh shit. Hate that shit.
reinstall everything. You know what I mean? Try it out. It may work. It may not work. It may start leaking. You may have to, you know what
Well,
I
this
mean? You
goes
don't
for
know what it's
cars.
going to do.
That goes for cars or motorcycle projects. All those kind
Right.
of things.
Right. All of that. But when
Right.
but you get that overall, it's not instant gratification, but it's like an overall gratification that you were able to start it that day and finish it that day. You know what I mean? As
Right.
opposed to, like I'm working on this here and I know it's going to take me.
Oh man, the weather's getting them, guys. Shit. He got cooked. Let's see if he comes back. Oh,
Yeah,
there you are. Your internet was out. So
yeah, I don't
welcome
know
back.
what.
Real
Yeah, I
quick,
don't
we
know.
got Warland. We got Warland coming in, gifting out a membership. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Not only helping me, but you're helping someone in the Breakfast Club, man. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
what's
right.
going on. It keeps doing that for some reason.
Hey, listen, you're in the middle of Storm Central over there, so but it's probably not
actually,
even storming right now.
Actually, it's not even storming right now. I mean, it's actually been cold here. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
like
it was cold as fuck today. Yesterday was nice and warm, but today was cold.
yeah, it's actually been fine today. So it hasn't been this storm. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing today though. But it's
You're good.
apparently it is. But like I said though, I mean, you get that self gratification. You know what I mean, of being able to, you got something done that day. You know what I mean, something accomplished that day, as opposed to something that's been stretched out.
Yeah, I mean, something that takes like 6 months of a project. That's got to be it's harder for people to find the motivation to get through 6 months of a project rather than just being able to do something in a single day. I think there's a difference of being able to see your progress for damn sure. Well, unfortunately, AB is frozen. So let's see. We're going to end up probably talking about here, the next segment here, the attention tax nobody talks about. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back.
It completely kicked me off that time.
Did it?
Yeah.
Damn. I was taking over, but you're good. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this damn thing today.
That's internet for you. Listen, that's normal for me. I mean, I've been through the ringer of internet bullshit. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what happened with this wireless shit. But
I get it.
anyway, but let me keep going. Hopefully, it don't cut off on me again.
That's very true, Roland.
Right, we shall see. But this is kind of where it gets deeper at. So the brain kind of evolves to focus primarily on one task at a time. And that deep focus was how things were never solved. It was built and it was understood. And today, that mode is thinking is constantly interrupted. It's never going to be one thing at a time. So every notification is like a demand, so to speak. Not just for your time, but for the whole mental context kind of switching up there. But when you get to where you get the switching attention, then the brain doesn't instantly just return right back to where it was at. It kind of lingers for a little bit. You notice like if you're doing more than one thing at a time and you get one done and then you just kind of sit there like in a brain fog for a minute, trying to figure out like, okay, what was it I was supposed to be doing?
Yep.
So it lingers, and then you kind of got to rebuild your little focus to get back on track.
When you do too many of those, you're actually being counterproductive. And I know that's where you're kind of probably end up going with that, but it's absolutely true. I think people mistake this way too often in life, whether it be in your personal life, if you're proving something to your parents, to your loved ones, to your wife, your old lady, whatever the case is. I think all of it is just busy work, and it's noise to me. I look at my day as I have to get 3 things done per day. That's what I have to do, right? So if I have 3 things every single day that I need to do, everything else is just the noise. That's the bullshit that's trying to kind of prevent me from doing those things. So I'm very quick to shut down the noise and say, fuck that, I've got this to do today, you know? But learning how to prioritize these things, it's a struggle for, I would imagine probably for everybody to figure out your priorities of like, hey, I need to get this done today. And anything that prevents me from doing that, which is hence the noise, it's preventing me from getting what I need done. And I'm catering, most people actually cater to the noise more so than the mission that needs to be done for the day.
Okay, now imagine that doing it hundreds of times in a day that you just really just don't even realize that you're doing it that much.
Yep, and it does happen like that. Yeah.
Right. And that's why a lot of people kind of feel tired even when they haven't physically done any kind of hard work.
Maybe they didn't even leave the house for the day.
Right.
But they're exhausted, you know? Yeah, totally.
Exactly. And the reason for that is because your brain just kind of never settles down long enough to even gain any kind of traction. You know what I mean? You just steady spinning the whole time. You know, and a lot of that multitasking, it doesn't really speed up things. It just kind of flattens your thinkings. So you stay on the surface of everything, but you never really go deep inside of what you're actually doing. You know what I mean? Because you're doing so much during the day. Right. You're just doing a little bit here and a little bit here, and you know what I mean, and hoping everything else kind of picks up in the process. But then you get, like I said, you get messages, you get phone calls, you get everything else that pops in to where you look at the time and it's 10:30, it's time to go to bed. And you're like, man, I didn't get shit done today. You know what I mean? And the stuff that you wanted to get done today, you didn't.
And see, that used to be me to a small extent, where I would want to get, let's say, 3 things done per day, and then I would only get around to 1 or maybe 2 or whatever the case is. I got to the point where I go, that's unacceptable. I have to be able to get these simple 3 things done a day. It's not that crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to do 100 things in a day. I'm trying to get simply 3 things done a day. And so it's unfortunate that people, again, it's very easy to see a squirrel, ADD moment, you know, kind of thing, and be focused elsewhere on the noise. But again, it's going to be counterproductive, because then when you shift into the next mode, then you kind of have that fog that AB was just talking about right there, and that's counterproductive to your mission for the day. Now, real quick, I got Slim coming in, by the way. My man, I very much appreciate you. Job, thank you very much for having me this afternoon for lunch. Appreciate that. Great to see you, and thank you for becoming a member, my man. Appreciate that.
Here's a question for you. Have you ever had an actual full day and then still felt like nothing meaningful actually happened?
Oh, yeah. That did happen to me when I was younger, for sure. Before I recognized it.
What about now?
Now, no, I'm very strict with it. At this point, if anything is getting in my way, it could even be my own family. I hate to be that kind of cutthroat person, but I am that person. Like, I'm on this mission, and if you're stopping me from doing that, I'm going to now drop you like a bad habit. You know, I know that's kind of sad to say, but that's how committed I am to my mission of what I'm doing per day. And I always say that you can judge people, or actually not judge. I would say the better word would be, you can find out someone's character by just studying what their daily habits are. You know, how they get up, you know, do they even make the bed? Do they take a shower? Do they kind of run on, you know, all these different things. Those are daily habits that we do in our life, and it actually tells a lot about you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Now, I'm a true witness to this one. That's this particular question because my day is constant all day.
Yep. Yep.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
you do have a job as well that is keeping you on your toes literally, and you're dealing with a lot as well on the aspect of your media company. So
Right.
you got a lot of pans in the fire kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I mean, but that's generally what happens. So you like I said, you got your regular work day, you finish that, then but during that work day, you on the phone dealing with this, text message here,
Totally.
you know what I mean? So you steady on the go, you know what I mean? And then when you get home, of course, now you know went from this work to this work, you know what I mean? And then you doing this until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you
Totally.
know, and then when you do go to bed and you wake up, you feel like you haven't even been asleep because your mind is still going because you never actually gave it that time to just not do nothing and just let everything kind of catch up with itself.
Hey, motherfucker said hit him with the leg. You know what I mean? I had to hit him with the leg. I have a spare one over here.
You got a spare one?
Oh yeah. I got a leg on now, and look, I have this one right. This is actually my first one.
Oh,
I'm like Mr. Potato Head over here. You know what I mean?
oh,
He said,
so,
"Oh,
I'm trying to keep from laughing. Man, I needed a good laugh for the day. That was good. That was a good one.
I'm with you."
But why does nothing ever get finished? That's what we're going to talk about now. So one of the most damaging changes in modern life right now is the disappearance of actual ending. And what I mean by that is that there's no moment where work actually truly concludes. It never ends. There's always another message, another update.
Another email.
Here we go again.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep, it is. You're coming back. You're coming back. I think. Oh, shit.
Denied.
Bruh. There you are. Welcome back.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that, man. That's getting irritating. Yeah, so even when a lot of these projects are ended, that usually just transitions to you still got to do the maintenance on it. You still got to, do a little tweaking here and there, or a reshoot or a rescene or whatever. So it's never actually completely ended. You know what I mean? So
Homie's getting smoked right now. Shit.
this is
Welcome
not
back.
the day. Yeah, this is not the day.
You're good.
So
Cheers.
yeah, I'm gonna need one of them here in a minute.
Let me swallow that before I. Yeah, that was rough. I'm gonna spit it out.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, so without the actual closure that things is gonna end, it kind of makes you, it kind of feels pointless to a point. I mean, even when it's necessary. I mean, like think about how different it feels to finish something completely versus leaving something half done. The unresolved feeling like it's not completed yet, and you still got to go back and do it. And, you know what I mean? It kind of, or you
It's
get it
it's
almost
unsettling.
right, or like you get it almost completely done, and then you look and you got 3 screws left. You're like, hold on, these ain't extra. There's something wrong. You got to take it.
No kidding. That's frustrating as all fuck. Oh man, getting smoked. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I got you. I mean, listen, we're just observing the world.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. Here,
Yeah,
I
exactly
got
what
the
it is.
proper soundbite for you.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Yeah, that's exactly
100%.
what it is.
Hey, just sue your internet provider. It's all good.
It's
Get a free month.
right. Need more than that. Okay, so if you take that drowning motivation, just dealing with just putting something together, okay, and then you add that or apply that to your actual daily life, what does that look like? You know what I mean? People go to sleep with these mental tabs like still open, and they wake up in the morning after you probably slept 5, 6, 7 hours, and you wake up feeling like you're still behind, like you got to
Yes.
catch up. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And that's why rest really doesn't feel like you're actually getting the rest you need to restore. It's kind of like you never went to sleep for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like your mind is constantly active the whole time.
Well, yeah, when your mind is running, I mean, you can have your eyes closed and kind of get some rest, kind of, but when your mind is running that whole time, you're not actually getting any type of rest. You're not getting into true REM or deep sleep. I mean, you may be only touching REM barely, and when you do that, it's just, you're going to feel miserable. I think it's better like how you actually put it, Archbishop, going to bed with a whole bunch of tabs open. I think that's a brilliant analogy. I think that you should be able to close out those tabs as much as you can before you go to bed, for instance. And that's why I run a schedule the exact way that I do, so that I don't have a million tabs by the end of the night. By the end of the night, I've got maybe 2 tabs open or something,
Mm-hmm. Now, that's how, like right now, you hear people say a lot that they just don't feel motivated anymore.
100%.
But it's like the motivation isn't gone. It's kind of it's more overdrawn than gone, because every day now kind of requires this constant um what would you call it? I would call it like constant micro decisions. Like you got all these different things going on, and you like yes, no, I get to it. I do this tomorrow. I finish this later.
There's a weird
You know what I mean?
stat on that it's like you make like without even thinking about it, you make like 1 million decisions per fucking day or some bullshit. I mean, I'm just exaggerating. I have no idea what the actual number is. It's probably, I don't know, 30,000 or something ridiculous. But I'm just saying that you're making a lot of decisions per day without even really thinking about making those decisions.
Right, right. And then by the time that people actually reach the decisions that actually matter, like, like health, relationships, creativity,
Yep.
long-term planning, whatever, is like all your mental capacity is basically spent. You know what I mean? Like you don't even want to deal with that at that point in time. You know what I mean? Because you're already mentally drained. It's like there's nowhere else for you to go right now.
Right.
Which kind
You're
of makes
maxed
everybody
out.
else thinking. Right, right. You know what I mean? And especially like you dealing with like relationships, stuff like that. Of course, they're gonna make, the other person gonna think that you just don't give a shit, but it ain't, it's not that. You just done went through so much today, like your brain fried.
Emotional, damn it.
Totally.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why the reason why people kind of procrastinate more on the important things and kind of stay busy on like the low stake stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's
Well, it's kind of easier to do an action of maintaining rather than an action of building, right? I think an action of maintaining is kind of almost you're seeing that there's a problem and you're fixing that problem and you see instantaneous results kind of thing. And building is more long term rather than instantaneous gratification in that kind of aspect.
right. I mean, but like if you think about it like this, you think about it, if decision making never stops, then your clarity disappears.
Mm-hmm.
So so if you constantly going, doing this, you know what I mean, and I don't think people actually realize how many times that they actually do this in a day. They probably do it hundreds of times in a day and just don't even realize it because it's
Totally.
habit now. You know what I mean? It's what you have to do. You know what I mean? And some people say, yeah, I'm good at multitasking or whatever, which I say that a lot. But
Right, but truly the way our brain works, and I know that you know this, being the man that you are, studying this kind of stuff, we don't really truly multitask, really. We're kind of laser focusing on one thing and then switching automatically and laser focusing to another, and that's what we think is multitasking, but really we're designed and set up to do one mission, accomplish that, move on, kind of thing. So
exactly. I mean, I'll tell you what, you ask some of the people that call my phone on a regular basis, and you get, I call you back, call you back, I call you back, I call you back. And you may get, 2 or 3 calls out of that. And then everybody else will call and be like, man, I'm tired of calling you. Every time I call you, don't never answer the phone. You say you're going to call me back. Well, I'm busy. You know what I mean? I don't have time for everybody. And most time when, with certain people, when you call and I do that, and then, it'd be like, okay, I got a list here of all these ones, all these little red boxes here on my phone that I know I got to call everybody back. So I got to go through that and pick like, okay, who's the most important ones I need to get back a hold of right now. You know what I mean? Because
what's kind of crazy about that?
In the day to do it.
Is what's crazy about that whole aspect of what you just said is I truly, and I hate to kind of admit this because it doesn't really put me in a good light, but this is what I do for me not to cater to the noise, quote unquote. And I'm not saying that everyone calling me is noise. But I will say truly, I probably deny 90% of the phone calls I get, whether I know them or not, kind of thing. I am too laser focused in my missions, and I have a dedicated schedule of literally by minute, essentially, Monday through Saturday. It's kind of like that for me, that I've got it planned out to the kind of the minute. And so if I get a phone call that's within me doing something important, catering to the 3 things I need to get done for the day, for instance, I will ignore that call. I will maybe receive that call and get that call when I'm available next time. Because I'm not going to call people back either. Like I'm not that kind of person to sit there and call people a whole list of people back. I mean, I may get, let's just say 20 calls, and I may have to respond to my dad. You know what I mean? And I may have to respond to the senator. Okay, everything else is kind of the noise, respectfully. Just saying.
That's how a lot of stuff go. I mean, like there's been plenty of times that I sit there and like I'm on one conversation and somebody call like, hey, let me get you back. Get on this one. Somebody call, hey, let me get you back. And you know what I mean? And you just keep, by the end of the day, you like, okay, I ain't got nobody back. You know what I mean? Because it's call after call after call after call. You know what I mean? And it is a lot of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, dude, if I answered every phone call or returned every phone call, I would never be able to get anything done ever. And that's something that is unacceptable for my framework. I've got to get these things done again, And real quick, Sterling Wheel comes in with the 420 saying truck drivers make millions of calculations a day. And that is true. I do understand what you're getting at there. Being that I was a tugboat captain, I was the exact same way. Where your everything is extremely precise. You can't fuck up. You're not allowed to have a bad day. You're licensed through the federal government to do essentially what you're doing. What I was doing essentially, and so everything is very calculated, very observed. So, anyways.
Do you think though that a lot of people say like you going through this all the time, and there's, like I said, like some people are used to making those type of decisions, like boom, 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 all day, every day, 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? But then you have a lot of them who, like this is new, as in the way things are now, where you having to do so many things at one time. A lot of people kind of feel defeated in a way. You know what I mean? That they were not able to get done what they planned to get done, or not be able to fully execute what it was that they had set out for that day.
Well, that's why I'm saying don't do more than 3 things a day, for your main things you got to get done. That's why I give myself realistic expectations of that, right? I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, I need to get 100 things done today, which seems like what most people's ideology is. Like, I get this. No, fuck all that. Just if you, on a long term compounding ideology, it's all about survival and time, right? So if you can get 3 very important things done rather than 100 kind of meaningless things, I think that is more meaningful. And then down the line, compounding over time, that will grow and you will have a better result and feel more satisfied than if you were to try to attempt to put a whole bunch of expectations on yourself, all these different things you got to get done. I think it's okay to be realistic.
Mm-hmm. See, now you got yours down to 3. So we're going now, even the ones who think 3 is difficult, let's just stick to 1. Let's just do 1.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
you do 1 important task, complete it fully. Completely fulfill 1 task. Have 1 unnecessary task half done. And then have 1 boundary that you have set up.
I like
Protect that 1 boundary. You know what I mean? Then work your way up from there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, like I said, even 3, which sounds good to you because that's what you done.
Well,
you
it's what I've
trained yourself
accustomed
to do.
myself. I've
Right.
accustomed.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
And that's a lot of self-training and discipline, to be able to say, fuck the noise, and I'm going to focus on this.
Mm-hmm. See, now, in this book that I was reading, where did I got here? Where's it at? Oh, here you go. It says that when people reduce distractions and narrow priorities, something interesting happens. Motivation starts to return because effort once again leads to visible movement. Now, to me, I think that's easier said than done, being the fact of what all you actually have to do in that day. You see what I mean? So, okay, so let's go. Let's just go through this sentence. Reduce distractions. How many regular distractions do you actually go through in a day?
Oh man, I can't even imagine. Like the actual answer to that, not the what we think the news media distraction is or, big distractions. We get distracted on so many things per day, it's unreal.
Yeah, right. So I mean, so by saying, okay, let's, reduce your distractions. Okay, reduce them down to what? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you go
Right.
through several distractions, and I mean, like it's stuff that I'm talking about now that I remember while you were talking. I'm like, oh shit, I supposed to did that earlier. Wrote it down real quick.
Well,
Before I,
it's
before I then forgot again.
it's a defensive plan. People are kind of offensive with their goals. I'm defensive. I have my setup, and then anything that's coming in, such as again the noise coming in, that's up to me to deflect, and not do that, right? So and I tell myself when it happens too. I mean, it happens probably hundreds of times a day. I go, oh, that's noise. Oh, that's noise. Just don't even acknowledge it. That's noise. Just move on. So it's a defensive plan rather than an offensive plan because I'm not trying to bring it down. I'm just trying to defend my position, I guess.
So why do you think that everyone kind of feels behind? Now, no matter what they do, they still feel behind. Why do you think that is?
Because I think the focus is unfortunately, and I know that many people are probably going to be upset with this, but I think people unfortunately focus their time on unnecessary things. And truly, when you focus on things that are unnecessary, you're not going to probably get the great feeling of accomplishment from that. I think people focus on different things and prioritize different things in the wrong way. And I guess there's no real kind of good way to explain that because I don't want anyone to feel like their objectives are piss poor or something like that. I'm not trying to say that. I'm speaking, I guess, from my ideology, but I think that they do kind of cater to the bullshit rather than focusing on their mission. And so it feels like you've done a lot in the day, but really you only catered to bullshit.
Yeah, for some. You know, I think
And I'm not
kind
saying
of,
that's all. That's not an all claim just for everybody. That's not an all claim. I'm not doing that.
you know, I think a lot of it kind of goes with, like we're more in a technological era now,
Yeah, yeah. And
where
that's the biggest distraction.
right, where before, you know, you went to work or went to school, you came home, you ate dinner, you had your little family time or whatever, and you know, kids went to bed and you went to bed and you got up in the morning and you did the same thing. You know, now we're more in the age that everything is, you know, you can go in front of a computer and you can do everything that you can do in the daytime, you can do at night. You can do it right here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's more fast paced. So being the fact that everything never actually stops.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because you could wake up at 2:30 in the morning, you know, whatever, and you open your phone and the first thing you hit Instagram or Facebook or some of these things. And guess what? It's lively. I mean, it's like Vegas, bro. You know what I mean? It's like Vegas. It never sleeps. It's always daytime in social media land. I mean,
Right.
so you're very right on that, and great job pointing that out. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't kind of cater to that first on that. But yeah, you're 100% right with the whole social media aspect. Real
Yeah,
quick,
that's
Sterling
usually-
Will.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna read this real quick. Sterling Will coming in with the $2 saying we have planned obsolescence fatigue 2. Well, man, I very much appreciate the $2, my man. It definitely adds up.
You know, this like when you was talking about with social media, you know, most people, as soon as they wake up, the first thing they do is grab their phone.
100%. That's
And
what
then-
I do.
And that's where it starts at. You know what I
that's
mean? You automatically start there.
Unfortunately, I am that guy. But it's actually a little bit different, not to consume, because I accidentally hit a wrong button here. Sorry, my apologies. Believe it or not, I don't actually go onto my phone to like look on social media or something like that, right? The very first thing I do when I wake up and I'm like opening my eyes, one of my missions for the day is to do my show in the morning, right? So the very first thing I do is I start making the thumbnail. You know what I mean? I start looking at my whole day and selecting the exact videos I want to do to present for the show. Now, it's instantaneously work the second I wake up. You know what I mean? So I am grabbing my phone, but I'm not actually catering to noise. I'm getting my job done.
Yeah, I used to be bad at that. Like the first thing I did as soon as I rolled over, I grabbed the phone. You know, I mean, looked and see, you know, who done send a message, what's going on here, you know, what's going on over here. And I here for the past few months, I wake up and I'll be like, you know what, that is I'm not gonna grab my phone. I'm not gonna grab my phone until I get everything else done. You know what I mean? So I'll get up, and as I'm walking through the house, you know what I mean, I do my little morning prayer to the big guy upstairs as I'm walking through, get my stuff together, get everything else done before I touch that phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So because to me,
Or you could have the rule like I got to take a shower first, before I even look at my phone or something like
right,
that.
because
Like
to me, if I pick up that phone first, I'm just gonna lay there.
yeah.
Yep. And look and see what everybody doing.
Let's just say you waste 10 minutes. It's not even a full 2-3 hours or some bullshit. It's like, man, you could have taken a whole ass shower in 10 minutes. You could have already been out here making your bed or whatever the case is. That's how my mind frame is. Like, I'm like this with my schedule.
Yeah, I'm last minute when it comes to mine because I know what time I need to be there, and I know how long it takes me to drive there and how long it takes me to get ready. So
Yep.
if that means that I can sleep until this time here,
Yep.
because it's only going to take me 40 minutes to do everything else I need
Absolutely.
to do.
I do the
then
same
that's what
shit.
I'm going to do.
I do the same shit. I mean, I actually took a nap today. As soon as I got done with the campaign trail today, I got back home, I think at like 4:30 or something like that. And we don't have our show until 7:10 my time. So I laid down, took a nap, set my alarm for 6 p.m., for instance. And I will do shit like that because I know, A, how long it takes me to set up, and I know how long it's going to take me to go from my house into town to a certain meeting or something like that if I have to attend to something like that. I'm very much the same way. I'll see exactly how far away it is, how long it's going to take me to get there. So I plan out the same way. So actually.
So why would you think that doing less would sometimes work better?
Say that again.
Why would you think, your personal opinion, why would you think that just doing less sometime works out a lot better?
Okay, so probably on the aspect of mental health is probably going to be the A1 thing, but I have to correlate this kind of answer into the mindset that I have with investing, for instance. I understand how compounding works over the course of time and survival. So it's the same kind of ideology in investing and understanding that time and most of that time is actually kind of you sitting on your ass doing nothing, actually. People can't stand to do that. That's one thing in America that people have a real hard time doing legitimately. I'm not talking about just being lazy kind of thing. I'm talking about like not touching your stocks, not doing this, not as soon as the market crashes a little bit, you go sell all your silver and gold. Like I'm talking about that kind of ideology. And I think people don't understand how compounding interest works, not just in finances, but also in your daily life. It's the same thing. Let's say you're trying to create a YouTube channel. It's the same thing, compounding over the course of time. Can you stand the course of time? Can you do that and be a survival on the mindset of that? And by the end of it, you will eventually compound that time into an audience, essentially, right? So that's kind of the same ideology I have in the stock market. I'm not reflecting when I buy or sell off of human emotion, which is the stock market. I buy into business and understand how the business makes money. And when the only time I would sell, for instance, in investing is when I disagree with what the company is doing. You know what I mean? Not because the stock fell 30% or some bullshit. I don't give a shit about any of that. That's not my priority. My priority is how the business makes money, for instance. So it's wrong. You're focusing on the wrong thing. For instance, on that analogy, people are focused on the stock market and they're not focused on what's actually important, the business. Right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good analogy. How you run that through. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Because when you take that comparison and you know, if you can actually focus on, let's just say, for instance, you focus on that one particular thing, then, which is hard to do, which I mean, I'm a true witness of that. I have to literally turn off everything in order to do that.
Yeah.
Turn off the phone, put the phone somewhere else.
No YouTube podcasts running, Yeah.
Right. I would have to, right.
It's hard to do.
I would have to
We'll get on back here in a second. It is what it is.
Oh my God!
Yeah. And this damn internet.
You're back. You're back.
Man. Yeah. So by the time I do all of that and then focus on that one particular thing, yes, I can get it done. But if I got that phone close to me, I'm gonna still get the task done, but it's gonna take me way longer because I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna have to talk. Or I'm gonna have to text. Or I'm gonna have to.
Yep, happens all too often. I'm guilty of it. I fall asleep to YouTube videos and podcasts and all that thing. I cope, say, oh yeah, it's gonna help me sleep. No, that definitely does not. It keeps my brain active. And sometimes I just kill my phone completely. I'm like, all right, turning this off. I'm gonna end up actually going to bed tonight. Yeah, it's a struggle, but understanding where your focus needs to be is hard for people, because there is no kind of just rule book to follow. Like, hey, you got to follow this, and you'll be good. There is no kind of guidance in that regard, so you got to kind of figure it out yourself, and it's hard for people to understand where their priorities should be at, right? So I think that this topic was a super special topic, and I instantaneously, as soon as he brought it to me, Archbishop meaning, because he creates the topics for Diamond Effect, I'm like, man, I correlate that exactly to my lifestyle. The same thing when it comes to my ideology of investing or any of that kind of thing. I have the same exact. So I was really excited to have this kind of conversation because I correlate, my lifestyle to this kind of ideology. So there you are.
Yeah, I'm here. You see, I got
a
a smile on my face right now. Yeah, you see, I got a smile on my face right now, but I really want to kick this fucking motor out.
Yeah, you're like, man, I'm right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I heard that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
been there, done that.
Yeah. Yes. So special thanks to the friends at Zoloft to keep me from losing my shit right now. Anyway.
That is hilarious, bro. Good shit.
We almost at the end of this anyway. So we're gonna just go ahead and move it because I know it's gonna do it again. I'm about to figure out what's going on.
I'm gonna end up murdering my computer if this goes on.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it completely kicked me off that time, and when I click back on, I said, man, if it does it one more time, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah, so we don't want to do that to you, dude. Let's not do that live.
Yeah. I don't know though. It may go viral.
It would, but that's not a good viral. Let's not do that.
It may go viral. So we go.
That's
we
great,
gonna tone
bro.
this down. But I'm gonna say this before we tone it down though. So if you felt exhausted but unfulfilled, it's not because you're failing. Okay, it's because modern day life itself is very good at keeping us busy and very bad at letting us feel like that we're actually done anything productive, on an actual day. So maybe the goal isn't now to put more effort into it. Maybe it's to have more clear focus on everything and prioritize what's important and what's not. And sometimes just leaving that phone where it sits at and take care of what you need to take care of, what actually needs to be taken care of. So certain things can wait, even though we sometimes feel like it doesn't or it can't. There's always time to do whatever you need to do. You just have to take your own motivation behind it as to what's important, what's not, what needs to be done, what can wait, and be proactive on that. So before this conks out on us again, like I said, thank you everybody for coming. Like always, like, follow, share, subscribe, put it out there, everybody. Check out the if you're not on Facebook, go on there. Check out the Diamond Effect podcast on Facebook. We put a lot of stuff on there every day. Also, hit the little tab at the top up here, take you to the actual website. It has a lot of the older shows. As each show goes, it automatically goes there. There's a lot of merchandise, a lot of stuff that you can get on there. So go on there and patronize it a little bit. Show it a little love. Show us a little love by going on there. Also, for the ones that's always talking about when these flicks are coming out, Rod and Dirty 1 and 2 is on Tubi right now. So go on and check it out. Also the Lawful Ones. You have I think it's 5 episodes that's out now. They started out with 4. They just uploaded the 5th one day before yesterday, and then the next 2. I think they're gonna do like 1 a week for the next 2. So if you haven't went on there, check it out. The Lawful Ones is on Tubi. Actually, a lot of it because it's under the crime. See what I'm saying?
You're good. You're good. You're good. Just roll with it. You're good.
Also, like I said, on the Crime TV tab, it's actually listed as number 1. So a lot of people's been on there watching. So
That's
all
a big
you
deal,
have,
dude.
I appreciate it. The ones that haven't, go on Tubi, look up the Lawful Ones, and check it out. Other than that, we'll have another show for you next week. See y'all in 7 days. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, guys. Much love, honor, respect to everybody. Thank you all for being here and engaging in the content, whether you guys are donating, hitting that like button, as well as commenting and being engaged in the chat, man. We're all very appreciative of your engagement. Listen, if you guys are on my side, make sure you guys go over to the Diamond Effect, which is Archbishop's account over there. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe as well, and vice versa, obviously. And listen, we're going to be back here in 7 days for another, we cover things that are actually happening in this world. I know it's not very popular on YouTube to cover things that are realistically happening and the truth behind things like that. Unfortunately, that's just not something that either A, people are not interested in, or B, it kind of gets suppressed, unfortunately. So nonetheless, I appreciate all of you guys being here and having a good time with us. If you guys are on my side, we're going to be rating our buddy Grid One Motorsports. Let them know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. I always appreciate that. And we'll be back here in 7 days. Much love, honor, and respect, everybody.
Goodbye.